good from outside. And they're moving it up. Here's Joseph. Beautiful dish, and the layup goes down. Joseph's got his first points in this one.
They've worked hard and created great chances for themselves in this opening quarter.
And if they match that effort at the defensive end, watch out.
And Moutier throws it down.
And that's some inspiration. Steals, blocks, and a big dunk. Those are ways that you can really change the momentum in a game.
Well, they got to chip away, Clark, at that deficit, and no doubt that'll help.
And that's what he's out there for, guys. I mean, he is an electrifying player, no doubt.
Barton kicks to Gallinari. Moutier with the ball. Now guarded by DeRozan. Back to Gallinari. Off target from three-point range. Looking at Denver, they got their last win against the Hornets in Charlotte.
And believe it or not, it wasn't the stars that led the charge for them in that win. It was about the role players. I mean, the guys who they don't usually count on for the lion's share of their points came through.
Guys, simply a complete team performance, and road wins where everybody contributes really can galvanize a team and bring it together.
Biyombo with the block. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Nuggets will retain possession. Here's Jokic, covered by Biyombo. Chandler's shot, good.
And he found the soft spot in the D on that possession.
Raptors leading by 13. Joseph, the pass to Jay. Chandler with the steal. Now here's Moutier. Defense is right there. And count it, the shot is good. He'll go to the free throw line.
Yeah, heard the whistle and then kept his focus and able to still knock it down.
And Greg, to be able to take the bump like that and maintain control, that's not easy to do. I know you're kind of a little fella, but I was a big guy when I played, so I know how difficult that is. That was impressive.
I see.
Catching up on the changes for Denver. Harris comes in for Gallinari. And Curry subbed in for Moutier.
They've come out with a take-no-prisoners approach on the glass today.
Yeah, and it's already got them a +5 margin in the rebound column.
In Toronto, they've gone 8 of 14 from the field in the first quarter. Here's Ross. And the layup is good.
And the defense looks soft early on. They've got to sum it up a little more sense of urgency.
Yeah, they've got to do a little more to disrupt their offensive rhythm, too.
There's the pick. Chandler right side. No good on the triple.
I'm shocked that didn't turn into 3 points. I mean, he makes you pay on those nearly every time. And a huge lead here early to start.
Boy, you know, right from the tip, there's not anything they haven't done well so far.
Here's Barton. And looking at his production, he averages a little more than 7 points a game. Lets it go with a three. That misses, would have counted had it gone in.
Your Nuggets dancers.
And power forward Patrick Patterson getting better every season. He said,
I think my 3 years at Kentucky, caused.
Patterson Clark, exactly the guy he says he is, and that's here for Denver. Laverne, he's checked in for Nurkic. Gallinari comes in for Wilson Chandler. Will Barton, he's checked in for Gary Harris. And it's Moutier in for Curry. A new group in now for the Raptors. Biyombo, he's checked in for Jonas Valanciunas. Jay comes in for Ilyasova. Terrence Ross is checked in for DeMar Carroll. And it's DeRozan in for Powell. They've got Laverne. Moutier out there with Will Barton. Then there's Gallinari. That's the group on the floor for Denver. Toronto leading by 14. Ross passes to Jay. And he gets that one to go off the front iron.
And the big lead becomes bigger. They are playing with purpose here tonight, guys.
And they're doing it at both ends of the floor. I mean, that's what you like to see. They've been controlling the action from both ends of the court.
Barton dishes to Laverne. Clock at 6. Gallinari can't hit. And Toronto will go the other way with it. They're moving on after the tough loss they took at the hands of the Warriors.
It seemed like once it went to overtime, the confidence from both teams just really seemed to go in opposite directions, and unfortunately for them, they were on the wrong side of that equation.
And, you know, Greg, that's the case a lot of times when you have an uneven matchup like that. I mean, the longer it stays close, the more the underdog starts to believe it can win. This is the way to stay in the game. They're doing a masterful job from the line right here.
The Nuggets have hit most of their free throws tonight, 5 of 6.
And it's been an average year, really, at the free throw line for this group, only around 75%.
Guys, their free throw shooting has slipped a bit since last year, but not really to the point where they should be overly concerned about it.
Okay, go for that shot, go for that shot.
Good on both. And Toronto has possession. They lead by 14. Well, they've got the Lakers ahead of them after this game. In their next game, it'll be played in Los Angeles. And that will be the 4th of the string of 5 played on the road. Some nice ball movement here by the Raptors. And he was camped in the lane there, and he gets the 3-second call. And Denver has possession. And here's Moutier. He puts up decent numbers on a nightly basis, averaging about 10 points a game. They set the pick. Here's Gallinari. And the layup's good off the glass. Gallinari's got 7 points for the quarter.
And when he gets in his head that he's going to get to the basket, very little you can do defensively.
The pass to Jay. It's stolen. 5-second differential between the shot clock and the game clock. Here's Barton. Inside. Got a piece of it. And stolen by Biyombo. Ross, that's good. And the Raptors lead by 14.
An excellent display of passing out there, fellas. I mean, 8 of their last 10 points have been assisted on.
And they just keep finding the open man.
And it's Gallinari missing.
He's got to be disappointed with himself on that one. He has got to knock those down.
And the first half.
Thanks, Kev.
Okay, halftime. Yeah, boy.
Well, we're getting back to the action now. It's been a one-team show so far. Toon swap here on the floor. A new group in now for the Raptors. Biyombo, he's checked in for Jonas Valanciunas. Jay comes in for Patrick Patterson. Terrence Ross is checked in for Damari Carroll. And it's Powell in for Corey Joseph. Setting the floor for the Raptors. DeRozan at the 2 with Ross playing the 3. Bismack Biyombo is out there with Jay. And it's Powell in at the point guard position. The shot by Chandler, wide open. Good, and Curry gets the assist. And it's 7 points for Wilson Chandler. Here's Powell. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot.
Here's where Denver stands in the NBA statistics as we get started this season. 4th in blocks, 8th in rebounding, and they are in the top 10 in team points per game.
You know, you talked about their spot in the shot blocking rankings. Their length and presence inside is not to be taken lightly. And trust me, their opponents are very conscious of it every time they drive the ball.
Both shots good from the stripe. The Nuggets trail by 11. They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've had a number of empty ones, a long time without a basket.
They got to find something. You're right.
Good job threading that pass into the lane. I like his vision, guys. He sees everything.
Biyombo kicks to DeRozan. Here's Jay, and he gets it to go. Jay's got his second bucket of the game to go.
And this collapse we've seen by their interior defense, it's really the reason why they've struggled and are in such a hole.
Chandler goes in. And he gets it to go.
Offensively, it's been a perfect quarter for him. He hasn't missed a single shot.
Corey Joseph's checked in for Toronto. And guys, let's get your take on the scoring breakdown for Toronto.
You know, I thought maybe they'd cool off a bit at halftime, but they've continued to bury the jump shots.
They've repeatedly gotten out on the break tonight as well and scored a lot of baskets in transition.
No doubt that is within his range.
Well, I would hope so. He's a pro, and it was only a one-footer. Come on now.
Biyombo with the block. Fast break, Toronto. Powell, the pass to Joseph. Outside DeRozan. Passes it to Jay. To the inside. Biyombo kicks to Powell. 2 on the clock. Off the mark there with the three-point shot. The Nuggets trail by 11. Just 1 second between the shot clock and game clock. Jokic passes to Chandler. That ball is good for another field goal. His 6th. He is 6 for 9 on the stat sheet.
And really, the scoring this quarter has been just off the charts, doing all he can to bring them back.
To the paint. Here's Jay. The shot is off.
And you can see the defenders afraid to kind of get in his way a lot of times when he's on his way to the basket. But on that one, they were there.
And offensively, a great...
Gosh, man, like, I'm not on my A game this one. Like,
Hello, and thanks for joining us, folks. The fourth quarter of play should begin momentarily.
okay.
Both teams making
152 to
substitutions here.
58. That's a catch-up. Gosh, get that.
And so here's Toronto.
Oh, no.
17 points was their biggest margin.
That was
Moutier out
perfect.
there with Will Barton. Then it's Wilson
That
Chandler.
was so
Then
perfect.
there's Yusuf Nurkic.
Yep.
That's the group on the floor for Denver.
Your Nuggets dancers.
Let's catch up with Doris from the sideline.
Yes, during that break, Coach Byron Scott had some words for his team. He told his guys, listen, we've got to make the most of every opportunity.
Okay, we still
Changing it up here.
Okay, same score.
There's 53 seconds left in the fourth.
It's going to take something special for them to come back now.
Well, I would say something special and some luck as well, or good fortune, however you want to phrase it. It's been a strong night for Wilson
Okay,
Chandler.
DeRozan.
13 points and a couple of nice steals, too. He's played a huge role in this game.
Even though he probably wasn't a big part of the game
So he
plan
gonna make
coming
it.
in.
Oh,
And he cannot get the first one to drop. Tough one to miss. Laverne, he's checked in for Denver. Moutier comes in for Yusuf Nurkic.
I just gotta be there to take it. There you go. I've seen so many people named Chandler.
That's good. Going 1 of 2 from the line, and that trims the lead to 6.
Not nearly as productive a trip to the line as he'd have liked. They need all their free throws to go down at this point.
Moutier brings the double team, and he commits the intentional foul.
Like, that was probably the worst foul ever. Like, he just pushed me at that point. Like, really. And my screen shaking. Miss. Yeah, I ain't gonna miss
First
that.
free
Oh, I
throw
did.
is good, and that makes it a
Yes.
7-point lead. Second
And
one
the
is
last
good.
shot goes in.
In both at the line, and it's an 8-point game.
You're not on Chandler this time. Oh,
And
well,
so
you.
here's Denver.
And you look like the star of the team. 35 with this goal.
We've got 28 seconds left in the fourth quarter.
Ooh, I got this dude on good defense.
With some arc. And Fareed kicks to Chandler. Here's Moutier.
Swish.
Off the mark there with
Oh
the
my
three-point
God.
shot.
It's almost like he's trying to make things hard on himself. You know, he's just got to slow the game down, try to get some easy ones.
Powell, the pass to Jay. From 16 feet away,
Nice.
Kansas.
Perfectly.
Terrific
And that was the
run
last second
to seal
shot.
the
Let's
deal.
go.
Yeah, and now let's just keep an eye on how much longer they keep the foot on the accelerator.
All right, fellas, it's here for the taking. A couple stops, a couple buckets, and a W.
Curry. Offline. And so Toronto takes this one, but by a big margin.
Nice
This was a
guys.
very strong showing for him, Greg. Not necessarily a runaway win, but one they'll feel very good about.
And let's face it, anytime you can go on the road and win in the fashion they did, you have to feel good about it. Really an outstanding effort all the way around.
And that'll do it, folks.